afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Conrad Nagel. We welcome you to the 9th of the new series of Silver Theater dramatic productions. Next week, you'll hear Clark Gable. And in the following 2 weeks, Betty Davis in radio dramas written especially for them and for the Silver Theater. Today, we're proud to welcome the brilliant and lovely star, Ginger Rogers, playing in The Captain Had a Daughter, an original drama by Grover Jones and True Boardman. The lights are dimmed and the silver curtain is rising on the first act of The Captain Had a Daughter, starring Ginger Rogers as Charity Mason, with Jack Arnold as Peter Storm and William Farnham as Captain Silas Mason. The time, 100 years ago. For weeks, the good ship Challenger, heeling along under full canvas, has beat her way southward along the coast of Africa. And now, as she rounds Cape Tala and heads into the native harbor of Kumbali, there's a startling sight off forward. Another ship at anchor, afire. And on the quarterdeck of the Challenger...
What is she, mister? Can you make her out?
No, I can't, Miss Charity. She's burning bad. We better be keeping off from her.
Right you are. Helmsman, hard starboard.
Aye, ma'am. Hard to starboard.
Have the bosun pipe aloft the crew, mister.
Aye, ma'am.
Small boat off the port from the burning ship.
He's right, ma'am.
I'll tell the captain the news.
Oh, you will you?
What happened?
Oh, Captain, we've rounded Cape Tala, sir. Kumbali's off the port bow. And there's another ship there in the harbor afire.
Ship fire? Oh, yeah.
I had the helmsman put about, sir, and the crew's aloft. What other further orders, sir?
Well, whatever orders are, I'll give them myself. I'm still captain of this ship, young woman, even if you would like to take over the job. What is the ship that's a-burning? Have you made her out yet, mister?
No, sir. But she sighted us. A small boat's already making for the Challenger.
Yes, so it is. Charity, get to your cabin and stay there.
To my cabin, but Captain...
Yeah, you heard me. This isn't Boston Harbor, Charity. This is Kumbali, a filthy, plague-infested slave port. Till I know more about who's a-coming aboard, I'll not have my daughter on meeting them. Now, you go to your cabin. That's an order.
Aye, sir.
Small boat's coming alongside, sir. Shall I lower the rope ladder?
Yes, but keep the men at gun positions covering the boat. You take no chances.
Aye, Captain Noble. Ahoy, Challenger. On board.
Ahoy! Who are you?
First mate and acting captain of the Vanguard.
Well, come aboard, mister. Rest armed, men, but stand ready.
Aye, sir.
Yeah, a solid deck again. That's... Well, quite a reception, Captain Mason.
Captain... Hey, how do you know who I am?
Is there a seaman in the African trade that hasn't heard of Captain Mason and the Challenger? The finest clipper that ever shipped the mainsail. And I can see she's worthy of a fame, sir.
Well, there are worse ships afloat, mister. Who might you be?
Peter Storm, sir. I believe you know my uncle, Jonathan. He's secretary of the...
Jonathan Storm? Well, sink me for a codfish, lad. Of course I know him. Why, we two were the first members of the Abolitionist Society in Boston 30 years ago. At ease, men. To your post. Well, lad, well, you are welcome. It's not often that I run into a seaman that looks at slavery as I do. Anyway, not on the African coast.
You're right, sir.
Yeah. How about your ship there? Will our help save her?
Not a chance, Captain. I kept my men fighting as long as I dared, but any moment now it'll get to the powder kegs and that'll finish her.
Captain, here it is, sir. Your glass. I thought you'd need it, sir. Oh, I didn't know.
Charity, is this obeying orders?
Yes, sir. I'm going right back to the cabin, sir. It's just that I thought, sir, that...
Never mind. Charity, you've heard me speak of Jonathan Storm, secretary of the society.
Yes.
Well, the lad here is his nephew, Mr. Peter Storm, my daughter, Charity.
Charity? Where are your sisters?
Oh, I know. Faith and Hope. I've been asked that before.
I thought at first you were a Quaker maid. Indeed, he should be a Quaker with such a name.
Indeed, sir.
Yeah, the lad tells me he's acting captain of the burning ship over yonder, Charity.
Acting captain?
We lost the skipper off Cape Verde Islands, and since then...
Oh, Mr. Storm, look. Your ship.
And down she goes.
Oh, in a blaze of glory.
My first command. Goodbye, Vanguard. Give my regards to Davy Jones.
I'm sorry. Truly I am. Oh, I know what it must mean to lose your ship.
I wonder if you really do. Well, Captain, I'd better be getting back to my men. And as long as I can't invite you aboard, I'd like to have you both as my guests on shore. I can probably arrange a sort of native feast that might interest Miss Charity.
Well, I don't know about charity.
Oh, of course we'll come, Mr. Storm.
You see how much chance I have. What am I to say about it?
Good. And at the same time, we might discuss a little business.
Business, lad?
An empty ship and no cargo. A cargo and no ship. It adds up, Captain Mason. And I hope to our mutual advantage. All right, Majola. The dancers can go, but let the musicians stay. And there, Miss Charity, you had a perfect example of the minuet, African style.
I can just see them doing that minuet at the Palace of Versailles. France would never be the same.
More food, Miss Charity? Captain?
More? I've eaten so damn much of these strange concoctions already that I doubt if I'll ever make the ship.
Miss Charity?
Oh, full to the scuppers.
Good. Then suppose we get to business, sir.
Oh, all right, lad.
First of all, sir, I understand from LaRue, the trader, that you've called here for a shipment of palm oil and ivory. But now he has none available to sell you.
That's right, lad. He tells me he's already sold all that he had to you.
I'm sorry about that, but as a matter of fact, Captain, this whole situation may work out perfectly for all of us. Suppose you look at this, sir. Why shouldn't we operate as partners for this one voyage of the Challenger?
Well, I'd thought of that. Why this paper?
Well, sir, before I went to sea, I studied law for a while, and ever since then, I've liked to have things in black and white.
Be it hereby agreed that the hereto undersigned parties... Pretty highfalutin language, young fella. What's it say?
The gist of it is that you contract to take over the entire cargo originally consigned to the Vanguard, and my crew is signed on as passengers. Profits to be divided.
Well, that sounds fair enough.
Of course it is.
If you care to settle it now, I could have my men start loading cargo at once. That way you could up anchor at dawn.
Oh, Captain, straight to Boston with a full cargo. Think what it means.
All right. Where's the quill?
Here's one, sir. And now, Miss Charity, perhaps you'd better witness this.
You certainly have a very legal mind, Mr. Storm.
Very. And sometimes I find it a great asset. Majola.
Father Storm?
Majola, take this paper to my second officer, Mr. Marcus. Tell him to have the men start loading our cargo on board the Challenger at once. And in case of any misunderstanding, he'll show this agreement to Mr. Thorgensen, the first officer on board.
As you command, Father.
Well, we'll be getting back to the ship.
But you can't go back so early, sir. That is, I understood Miss Charity wanted to see something of Kumbali. It happens there's a good moon tonight, and I thought the three of us could take a walk.
She can wait till next
Oh,
trip.
but there may be no next trip, please, Captain.
Well, all right, if it really matters to you. But I'm done in. You go along with the lad, and I'll stay here and rest my pins till you come back.
What do you say, Miss Charity? You're not afraid to meet the woman of mystery?
The woman of mystery?
Africa. You'll find that's what she is. A sinister but fascinating woman.
Oh.
With 1,000 secrets of her own you can never hope to understand.
You missed your calling when you went to see Peter Storm. You should have been a poet. Come on. I'll show you how afraid I am. But the place is alive with people. Surely it's not always like this at night.
Only when a ship is in the harbor. Brings all the natives for miles around.
Come on, get up there, you.
Mr. Storm. Over there, what's that?
A fine woman slave.
It's best if we avoid that, Miss Charity.
But it's a slave trader. That's what I want to see.
But you're not going to. It's not the place for you. Come on, we'll go this way.
$70, but without the child.
Where are we going now?
You've seen one side of Kumbali, the darkest side. Now I want to show you another. You're still not afraid, are you?
Afraid?
Of the jungle at night.
It doesn't seem like night somehow. Not with that moon.
We go this way. Through here. Now, what do you say to this?
What should I say? it's just an arbor in the
Look at the
moon.
walls. Look up above you.
Flowers.
Orchids. Probably every kind to be found in Africa. Happens to be a hobby of one of the traders here.
Yes, orchids. And they're beautiful. Oh, why, they're so beautiful they don't belong here. Nothing really beautiful belongs so near that suffering and brutality like we saw down there. My father told me once I'd hate Africa if I ever came to know it. I think he's right. Oh, I'm glad we're leaving here at dawn.